Hello YouTubers, Merrix here again with another video game review. This one is going to be of Dragonball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. Picked up this game a couple weeks ago. It took a while because I had to go through two different modes. Let's discuss Hero Mode first. You get to create either a medium character, a light character, or a heavy character. I went with the medium because I've played the game once before, and medium has the most customization to it, powers-wise. Start off just playing a Saiyan, of course. You can tell he has a tail. And you go through this alternate universe where Ultimate Shenron has been summoned and created chaos throughout the entire land. Well, as is saying, you feel obligated to go around and get the Dragon Balls, and you have to, make a wish to undo everything that was done. Basically, you go around, fight these people, and you eventually get a Super Saiyan transformation, which you only get one, but with the massive customizations, you can get a Super Saiyan 1 aura, and you could be normal. So it looks pretty cool. By the end of the mode, you have to actually fight Ultimate Shenron, and you have to be at least a B or A rank in everything in order to beat him. Otherwise, you're just going to get your butt kicked. With story mode, I had a couple complaints about it. Mainly, it was short. If you didn't do a lot of training, if you just go straight through, if you're that good, if you just go straight through the whole thing and beat it that way, it's going to be very, very short. It could be no more than 2 or 3 hours. But since I did all the training and basically maxed my guy out, it took 8+ hours. Yeah, it took that long. Another complaint, if you play as any of the others, light or heavy, they don't have as much powers or super and ultimate techniques. Because with medium, you get everything that everyone else can get. My character has Big Bang Kamehameha, Final Impacts, and Meteor combination. Meteor combination for normal, Final Impact with the other, or Ultimate Impact with the other. Final attacks, Big Bang Kamehameha times 10. Or full power. I don't even know. Yeah, it's full power Big Bang. With the other ones, with light, I haven't gotten any farther with them. With light, I think I saw like 3 fighting styles, which the other one had well more than 10. Fighting styles are basically you fight these trainers. Once you get to 100%, you can obtain theirs. There's some that you can't, like Frieza, because he attacks with his tail too. But individual, I would give Hero Mode a 7. Problems, it's short. Other characters, low customization. That's basically it. 7. I enjoyed it. It got me addicted to it. That's why I played 8 hours just to get to the final level. Story mode. It follows everything in DBZ except for a few movies. It could take a good 6-7 hours too. It just depends on your skill level, and if you pump up the difficulty, it could be harder. It could be longer than that. Saiyan Saga, Ginyu Saga, or Namekian Saga, Ginyu Saga, Frieza Saga, Android, Cell, Boo, all those. Movies was Broly. I mean, they briefly did Bardock at the beginning. I can't hardly think about it. That's pretty much all I can remember, movie-wise. Janemba. There's a lot of movies missing. That means a lot of characters are going to be missing, like Turles, Cooler, Bojack, Lord Slug. I mean, if you like the movies, there's a lot of characters missing. So if they decide to do a sequel, Ultimate Tenkaichi 2, I suggest they add all the movies and as many characters as they possibly can. Because you can play as a Cyberman, but you can't play as Bojack. So, whatever. But Broly's in it, but it's only his ultimate form, or his legendary form. For story mode, I would give it an 8 because I've always loved the DBZ stories. It bunches most of all the battles, like the Frieza battle. It bunches everything in up until Goku's fight. Then it does the same thing with that. So it's not like you're playing 6 or 7 different fights with just one character. And the same goes for Cell Saga. Oh, and with Nappa. Nappa, that was a long, long fight. Not as long as Frieza's. Frieza's lasted an entire saga. But now it's time to get to the bad parts. The fighting. There's a 3 or 4 hit combo. Then you go into this little slow-mo part where you have to choose between fast or heavy attacks. When I first saw this, I'm like, what is this? And you pick one and your opponent picks a different one. You go into this like speed mode where you just hit your opponent, hit them like 4 or 5 times, and either slam them to the ground or throw them into the air, and then you repeat. A lot of people had a problem with that because it's not like the other Tenkaichi games where you can be at a big, huge distance, fire a bunch of beams, and you're done. You don't have to go into that kind of mode. I think they messed up with this. I think they should have did, like, there's a burst mode or something like that. I think that's where it should have been, to do it that way. So once you're in this mode, you can go into that kind of thing. But it kind of messed up there. And for the beams, it is, you have to be at a blast range, and you use it, then your opponent gets the decision of defense, with block, dodge, or intercept. Intercept, basically, depending on who you're playing as, you can either dodge it, go, and clash, or use your own beam attack, which if your opponent does better than you at the button mashing part, it only does 5,000 points. But if you do better than him, yours goes up, your damage goes up 5,000. So if yours does maybe 9,000, it'll go to 14,000. That was okay, but they're undodgeable without that one button. Yeah. If you press the dodge button and you screw up, you get hit. There's no dodging that. Same thing with the melee range. You do the same thing, you're automatically going to get hit. There's no dodging. So I think they messed up with combat there. Because I used to play Ultimate Tenkaichi 3. Not Ultimate, but, you know, Budokai Tenkaichi 3. To where you can use beam attacks all you want. You can be this close to the dude's face and use it. I think it's still dodge, but they have to be just that good to do it. And clashing was much easier. So I would suggest that if they're going to make another one, to include that in there, to where you can use beam attacks, your opponent can use beam attacks without having to waste most of his charge. Back to the character customization, you cannot change their face. They all look like Goku. You can change their hair and their clothes, but you're limited to clothes, I think, maybe 10 or 15. You can't get Vegeta's armors from Namekian Saga Up, which is basically the sand armor without the bottom armor part. You can't get that. You can get Goku's, and you can customize the colors, you know, all that. But the basic hairstyles that you start out with are not very appealing. There's a bedhead one, which is pretty much Vegeta's hair, a little bit more textured and to the side. It's stupid. Then you get bald and wild hair, which is basically half of Raditz' hair. And once you turn Super Saiyan, everything sticks up. So it still looks stupid. The bedhead one doesn't stick up. It stays there. It just turns gold. Also, you get auras, different aura colors, different aura textures. You can get a Super Saiyan 3 aura, so when you turn Super Saiyan, it'll look like you're actually Super Saiyan 3. Basically, the game impressed me with the graphics, with how the beams are done, all the customizations that can be done with your created character. All that impressed me. The combat basically took it down for me. If the combat was the way it was with Tenkaichi 3, this game would easily have gotten an 8 or a 9 out of me. But, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's addictive. I like playing it. It's just, if you want to play with a friend, this game is not for you. Get Tenkaichi 3 for the Wii, or whatever system it came out for. I suggest doing that over Ultimate Tenkaichi for multiplayer. Overall score, it would be a 6. It would have gotten, like I said, it would have gotten higher if it was Tenkaichi 3 style fighting, but it's automatic hits with beams and supers, ultimates, if you don't dodge or if you don't intercept. So, and the flip of a coin crap, where you pick one or pick the other, that also drug it down. But it's addictive, so you have to be a DBZ fan in order to get it, and I am. But for me, it's a 6 out of 10. So, pick it up, rent it, do whatever you want. You really have to be a fan of that. So, this is Delta Merrix, signing out.